Hi everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So today's a tumbler tutorial for you. I wasn't going to do one for a while because I know a lot of you don't make tumblers. And I know a lot of you do like just to watch the process even though you don't make them. So I have two today. Now this one is an order and I'm doing this on a video because she deserves a video. She has been ordering from me and sending me packages for the longest time. Karen, Yanni, this one is for you. She's always sending myself and my husband treats and molds and all kinds of things. And she's always ordering from my eBay store. So I do want to say thank you, Karen. So this is the creation of the two that you have decided to kind of create yourself. She sent me the images, and the first one she sent is right here. Is that cool or what? A close-up of a snake head. And this one is going to be backed in this super sparkly black glitter that looks so pretty, especially on a tumbler. So this one wraps not all the way around. This is from Creative Fabrica, and that's as big as the image would go. Sometimes the images will wrap the whole tumbler and sometimes they just won't. It just depends who's providing the image. So she does know that. So I did text her and see if she wants anything written on the back here. If she does, we'll put it on. So that's going to go with the black. And then I did get permission to use this photograph because she did send me a family photo. And I think this is her niece and her family or grandkids. I know it's family members of some sort because she also wants this on the tumbler. So this one she said pink or like cream color with some glitter in it, but because of the darkness of this and there's no pink anywhere to be found, I chose this color. This is the best that I have for a cream, and then I'm going to sparkle it up, of course, and then we'll get this on. So I have already filled the indentation on the bottom with UV resin. I printed these photos, by the way. I printed all of them on my printer that is linked in the description. The vinyl that I use is linked in the description. Everything is linked in the description, as it always is. Tumblers, everything. So I've already printed them, dried them. I clear sealed them with spray Mod Podge matte sealer 2 times. 2 good times. They dried overnight and they are ready to go, but I'm not ready for them because we have to prep these tumblers. One needs to be prepped with the glitter and one with the spray paint. And I am going to spray paint this one with black before I do the glitter on it. But before I do that, I'm going to take some sandpaper and quickly go around to stuff it up. These are 30-ounce tumblers that she chose. I do 30-ounce and 20-ounce. And she wanted 30. So I'm just going to do that for both of these. Whoops. And then you're going to wash it down with some alcohol before you do anything with it, because it is really gross and really grimy. I really should have it on my arm already, but I forgot. Too excited to start. I will get it on my turning arm so I don't have to hold it while I'm spray painting it. See, that's how dirty these things are, especially after sanding them. I'm just going to get it cleaned up, get them on my arms, and I will go out and spray paint them and dry them before you see me again. All right, the black one is dry first, so we're going to go ahead and cover the black one in glitter right now. So I mixed up, unfortunately, way too much. My bottle spilled quickly, so I ended up mixing 6 milliliters. I only need like 2 per cup, so I only needed like 4 total, and now I have 6, so whatever. All right, I actually picked out this one for the other one because I think it would look way prettier than that color spray paint with that tumbler. So what I'm going to do the slightest bit, and when I say slight, I mean slight. I'm just going to coat it. And this is my 4-hour fast cure by Let's Resin. You don't need anything special. This is just going to be acting like the glue for the glitter. And we want it really thin so it'll dry quickly and we can move on to the next step. And the next step after this glitter is dry is going to be putting a coat of resin on it, because we want a completely flat surface for the vinyl to adhere to, and so there won't be any kind of like texture underneath from glitter. So if you have to put 2 coats on, then you put 2 coats on. You just do it until you have a flat surface for your vinyl. All right, so I barely used any. I'm just making sure it's over the whole surface. And then I'm going to try to wipe my hand off first before I grab my glitter bottle. And we're just going to dump. Let me zoom out for you a little bit. I'm just going to take my glitter and dump it all over over a piece of paper so you can collect the rest of it and put it back in your jar. I think I got it. I just pat it down, even though it's a fine glitter. Make sure you got the bottom good. And then I'm just going to throw this over on the spinner until it's dry. And I'm going to clean this mess up and grab the gold one. All cleaned up, I changed my glove, a new piece of paper, and I'm just going to do the same exact thing. Don't get any resin on your paper though, or your glitter is going to stick to it and then it won't go back into your jar. If you get it, you can spread it like really fine. You just got to use a little bit of muscle. I know I'm going to have a lot left because I didn't need that much. I could probably do 4 tumblers with that much. You can use Mod Podge or, but the problem that I have with that is it dries so fast. You don't have time to get your glitter on it. So I would rather wait the couple of hours that it's going to take. Plus I have a tumbler curing machine that helps get it done quicker. So I'm going to go ahead and put that curing machine on here as soon as they're both done. It fits 2 tumblers underneath it. All right. I'm going to try to wipe my hand somehow. And we're going to pour the glitter on. Nice heavy amount. Hopefully I have enough without having to pick it up and put it back in. That looks good. Check the bottom. Oh, see, I missed the edge. You could always do this too. Dump it in your bottom. Got it covered. Well, this is fine glitter as well. So, okay, that's it for this one. I'm going to pop it on the tumbler turner and wait till it dries. It's been a couple of hours and it's time to put the first coat of epoxy on. They're both dry. And I mix up 30 milliliters. I shouldn't need all of it, but I will be changing my glove between them because I'm pretty sure I will be getting glitter all over them. So you're just going to want to, this is fine glitter on both of them, so it's really not going to be that difficult to get a flat layer. I'll probably have it the first time, but if you're using a chunky glitter, you might need 2 coats. If you use a couple different glitters and you don't want them to travel while you're putting this on, then you're going to want to spray seal your glitter in before you put any resin on because the glitter is going to move. But since these are just one color, it doesn't matter that they move. So I'm just going to get an even coat. It should only take about 15 each for a 30. Sometimes it'll take more because the glitter kind of sucks it up like, you know, paint on a fresh wall. So hopefully I'll be able to get these two on one little cup here so I don't have to mix up anymore. But this one seems like it's taking more than normal. And I'm just going to spread it as evenly as I can. And it's pretty late at night, so I'm just going to let them spin till tomorrow. I'm not going to worry about curing machine. And that should be good for that one. I do need to switch gloves because I have gold glitter all over this glove. And as long as this is nice and flat tomorrow, I will go ahead and put the vinyl on. All right, that's good for that one. I'm going to switch gloves. And do the same thing for this one. And goodness, I used more than half, so I'm probably going to have to mix more. It would have been definitely enough if it already had a resin on it, but since it didn't have any resin on it, it's not enough. And these little cups only hold 30 mils at a time, so not a big deal. I will mix up more off camera. You know what I'm doing. And get them coated. So the next time you see me, we'll be putting some vinyl on these. She doesn't want any words on them, so that's a step that we don't need to do with the Cricut. All right, that's all I have for now, so I'm going to go ahead and mix some up. But I'm still gonna, this is Fast Set by Counterculture DIY, so I do want it as flat as possible because it is gonna start curing pretty quickly. All right, see you on the vinyl. It's the next day, everything is cured and ready. I took and sanded down the surface. There are a few little indentations, but it should not affect anything. Let me zoom out for you. Now I picked both of these washi tapes to go with it, and I'm going to center this thin one into this one because both of these colors are in the snake. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. So I'm just going to peel back this vinyl. Remember, don't forget to seal your photo if you're printing your own picture. You don't want anything to happen to the ink. So I'm just going to fold it back because I want to get it like where I want it before I commit to the cup. And I'm just going to start it kind of centered here. See if that's about straight, and I think that it's pretty straight. So you're just gonna press that down. When you unpeel that and you start rubbing it down with your hand, I use my hand. Some people like to use a scraper, but if you use your hand, you can feel the bubbles if there's any, and then you can immediately fix them. That's why I don't like using a scraper, but do whatever you're comfortable with. You don't have to do it the way I do it. And that one went on really nicely. Pretty cool. I'm just going to take my washi tape. I have to find my knife. I really need some new blades in these things. I use them for everything. All right, then I like to frame everything with washi tape just to give it a finished edge. But this time I'm going to frame it twice, and then we need to seal it all in. This tape I got from Temu. It's not the best for hiding things, so sometimes I will put 2 coats on. If I have enough tape, I'll do that today as well. You can also cut your own with your Cricut. If you have a Cricut, you can cut your own washi tape if you need a specific color. I've done it in the past, pre-YouTube days, but it was a lot of work. So if I have a tape that matches, I typically will use that first before I go cutting my own. See, I told you I needed a new knife blade. I have to check and see if I have any. Hopefully I have some. And this will just give it that picture frame look. And the other one I chose, let me just look at it and make sure it looks straight, which it doesn't. There we go. I think that's better. The other one on the gold, I'm just going to use a sparkly white washi tape. I don't want to really incorporate any more colors on there because the colors are coming from the people in the photo. All right, I have enough to do 2 coats, so I'm just going to go over this again. And then we're going to take a polyurethane sealer, a liquid. You could probably spray it too. I never tried that. Like a clear aerosol sealer. I'm guessing you can do that. But I'm not going to try it on her order just because I could try it on my own order, my own cup, which I will be doing my own here pretty soon because I have an idea for a beach one. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I will speed this up for you so you don't have to sit and watch. What do you think? Framed out nice? Oh, I did change my blade. Just trim a little bit of this. Get a nice corner there. And this, because that blade was terrible. So before you seal it or put any epoxy on it, make sure it's exactly what you're looking for. That one's good. This one needs a little trim. And use a sharp blade. That other one has been through the ringer for such a long time. All right, that one's ready for some sealer. That's good. And the green is actually holding these corners down, so that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna set that one aside. We're gonna do the gold one. Get rid of these. So this one I chose just a little, there's shimmer on this, like a rainbow shimmer. Okay, so this photo is pretty tall, but it doesn't take up a ton of the thing. So we're gonna have probably just enough room. We'll put that in the center. So that will be, actually, I think I'm gonna trim the sides up a little bit just because I don't wanna have to make it perfect. Just gonna grab my little paper cutter here. I'm gonna cut the sides. I think I'm gonna cut the sides and the top and bottom just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Whoops, not that much. Just barely gonna cut a little off of each end. Make sure it's straight in there. And a little off of this side. I just don't want a tight fit where the washi tape's going to overlap that little circle image. Pull that off. That should be better. I think I'm going to take some of this off the bottom. And a little off the top. So that's quite a tall picture. That's better. Save room for the washi tape. All right, same thing. I'm just gonna fold this edge down, get it centered to where I want it before I commit. It looks pretty good. Perfect. Because this one is round, we can't put washi tape around it, so I cut around the image, just gave it a little white border to go all the way around. See, I'm glad I cut the sides. That would have been way too close. I kind of want this in the center. So I'm going to peel this side off, fold it down. Just move it around before I press that sticky side down. I think that looks, no, maybe not. I want the ME, the me, centered of the bottom because the word blessings is kind of crooked on this image, so I can't go by that. Oh, all that and it folded back. Goodness. Okay, let's try this again. That. Is that right? Yeah, I keep looking at the word blessings, but it's crooked. Okay, that's good. Easy enough. And that'll stick with the sealer we're gonna do. So now I'm just gonna grab my washi tape for this one. I always cut the end off because it's usually not sticky from sitting in the drawer or in the little container I use to hold it. This one is thicker than the other kind that I was using. So this might take extra resin when I'm actually covering the tumbler. So if everything goes well, a lot of times it doesn't go well, then this should only take 2 to 3 more coats of resin. The other one should take about 2 if I don't have any problems. If you need to sand down between layers, you could do that. It actually helps your resin stick to the next layer. I only sand if I have an issue. If I don't have any issues, I'll let it cure till it's completely cured and I'll go right over it so I don't have to sand. But if you're sanding it, I really recommend you wash it after with soap and water with gloved hands, and then dry it completely. Sorry guys. I'm trying to concentrate and talk at the same time. Dry it completely using glove hands, like I said, so your oils don't get on the cup. If oils get on your cup or if anything is out of place, dirty, whatever, you're gonna get fish eyes. And those are no fun to deal with. If I get them for whatever the reason, what I do, I don't let it cure. A lot of people let them cure and deal with the problems. I don't do that. I would rather waste the 15 milliliters of resin and wipe it all off immediately. Let it dry completely and then do that process all over again. Or you can put another coat of sealer on anytime you need sealer. And if you seal it, you really won't get those fish eyes. I rarely get them anymore, but it took me a long time to figure out that little trick. Oops, that one's got to go down a little bit. And this one's gonna go over a little bit. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's move over there and we're gonna get some sealer on these. Shake your sealer really good if you use this kind. Quick Coat Urethane Sealer. This one's by Counterculture DIY. It is a little pricey, but it is worth no headaches. It's actually non-toxic. You don't need gloves if you don't want to. Sometimes I use gloves only because it's easier to clean my hands by just taking the gloves off. So kind of like resin, put it on gently so you're not pulling your tape up, and just cover the whole cup because I use their resin as well, so I'm sure they work hand in hand as far as sticking together so you don't get fish eyes. I haven't tried this with any other resin because that's really the only one that I use for tumblers. They're both a little expensive, but when you don't have to redo things, it's worth the extra few dollars to buy the resin. I wish I had a discount code for you, but I'm not an affiliate with them. They don't pay me anything to say it. I just like their resin. I've tried the cheaper ones in the past and I didn't use it at all. I wiped it off the first time. I think I showed you a video on that once. So cheap is not always the option you want to go with, especially on tumblers. They can be very finicky and a real pain to deal with. Just don't get it like pooling. Don't leave like big puddles, because it will interfere with your nice clean coat of your resin that's going on here. Seals in your inks, but most of it, the only reason I usually use it is to seal in those washi tapes and the vinyls. I don't care really much about the glitter because the glitter covers very easily with resin. Now, if you're hard on it, you can wipe your tape right off while you're doing this, so be gentle. Again, you could try the spray sealer. Maybe I'll try that on the next one I do for myself, so I don't get upset if I ruin somebody's cup. I don't want to have to redo it. You could strip tumblers if you mess up a tumbler at the very end, and the only way to do it is like taking everything off. I do have a video on how to strip a tumbler and get it back down to the stainless steel. So it's not a complete and utter waste if you mess something up, especially if you're new. It's worth the time and effort to strip it back down and start from scratch, because tumblers aren't cheap either. You don't want to be throwing anything in the garbage. I don't throw anything away. Like, if I can save it, I save it. There's very few things I've ever gotten rid of. Okay, this is going to take about 20 minutes to dry. You could already see, maybe not, but it's already drying on this one. I'm going to let it dry completely, and then I'm going to throw some resin on, whatever I need. I've already showed you how to do that, so I'll come back and we will finish off and how I finish them, trim them, clean them out before I send them off. All right, they're done. They took 3 coats of resin. Everything is nice and smooth. I did not have to sand between coats, so these ones went really well. I did put shimmer, alcohol ink shimmer into the pictures. I know you guys can't see it, but it's in there very subtly just to brighten them up. I also did it in this one. I know you probably can't see it, but I'm trying. So that is those. Now, to finish them off, you just take your knife, because there's going to be resin around this edge, and it comes right off the stainless steel. So you just trim up the edge all the way around. And then we're going to take acetone to get the overspray of the spray paint from inside of the tumbler. So just trim that edge up real well. Make sure you give your customer the lid and the straw that comes with it. And do this one real quick. There's not a whole lot. right, so then I'm going to grab a paper towel, a little bit of acetone, and you'll see the spray paint come out of there. Don't forget this step. You definitely don't want them drinking. See all that black spray paint? And then I do take a magic eraser sponge, and I just wash the whole inside of this before I release them. I also try to let them sit in my house for a few days to get a nicer cure on the resin before they go out. I don't just shove them in the mail, especially in the summertime, because you know what happens to resin in the summer in the heat, so it will get warm and it will move. The only time that's ever happened to me personally, well, I live in Florida, Southwest Florida, where it's very hot, and one of Don's tumblers was in the van while we were at church, and we were there for about 3 hours. It was super hot in the car when we got in, and his resin got really soft, and I could move it. So we brought it home, got it in the air conditioning. I had it all back into place, and then it cured back to where it was. So he still uses it. So if that ever happens, get it in a cool place. But yeah, you can't do anything with the heat. So that's it, you guys. Karen, I hope you like it. I hope you like the choices that I did. You will see them in person. I know they will be better in person for you guys. All right, y'all. I hope you learned something. If you're new to resin, you haven't done a tumbler, I think you should try it. Go get a cheap Dollar Tree plastic tumbler and give it a try before you venture into stainless steel. You'll get it. It'll take 1 or 2, but you'll get it, and then you'll be hooked. All right, thanks for coming in. I will get you some final pictures, and I hope you guys all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.